Okay. Yeah, I think this week we will let's start looking at the next key, the next minor key, which will be E minor, and we've got, as usual, the usual selection of, although it's not as many things to choose from now. Um, and then we have just a few keys left, and then we start to get a few pieces at the end that are in various keys. So just to give you a little rundown, here's a E minor here, and then F major, which is one flat, and D minor, which is one flat. Well, on guitar we typically don't like flats, so the, you, two flats is like we don't want to deal with it, and or two or more. So and then we have a bunch of pieces towards the end here. There's one with four flats. Heaven forbid, four flats. That's very rare. And then three flats, and then I think there's a reason there at the end there to give you a bit of a challenge to read with three flats. And then we have some more finger independence exercises right at the end there. So that's kind of the home stretch of the method book. We're in November, so I think we can probably aim to close it out by the end of the year. We started at the start of the year, so we've spent a good solid amount of time on it. So in E minor we have the melodic minor scale in the first position. Pretty straightforward. And then the exercise. And then we have a couple of pieces here. So this is by Antonio Cano, who's relatively unknown today, I'd say, compared to some of the other Spanish composers in this book. So it sounds like this. And then the B section. Pretty chunky piece there, and chunking would be a great way to learn that, right? Each measure, each bar is pretty much a chord. So that would be a good way to learn that. And then this next one is just pretty much a chord progression by Aguado. Really nice. Got that fixed finger there. You can see the third finger on that note, on that E. So we can hold that down. Oh, that's so E. Beautiful little progression. So one of the challenges with chords on the guitar is, you want to still create a sense of forward, linear, horizontal movement, so that it doesn't sound too, like. You know what I mean? We want to create that. So I think you can probably choose one of those. I think either one would give you a lot of a lot of benefits really there. So let's maybe first thing we'll do E minor. Okay, so let's just talk about this melodic minor scale. Remember that we raised the sixth and seventh note, so that's C sharp and D sharp on the way up, and then D natural and C natural on the way down, right? So that's pretty straightforward. So with these pieces, let's just, I think, have a quick analysis of these pieces. You've heard them. I think studying them, like this is like kind of the process I like to use, right? You listen, you want to listen to the piece, you want to study it, just break it down just generally a little bit. How many sections are there? What keys does it go into? That kind of thing. Any other observations you have? Then you want to think about chunking, positions, guide fingers, things like that. And then you want to think about rhythm. So we're in E minor at the start. We have two sections. We have an A section and a B section. So the A section, usually the start and the end, usually we'll use the tonic. So we see E minor at the start, and then also at the end, E minor. E, G, B, yeah, E, G, B, E, G, B, and there as well. Now in the B section, what do you guys see there?
Little key change.
Little key change, yeah. This is an interesting key change. What do you reckon? What kind of key change?
We're going to G sharp, so it's probably thinking about. I was going to say A, but
Yeah.
major maybe.
Bit of A. What's that?
Yeah, bit of A major perhaps.
A major, you reckon? Yeah, it's A minor actually. It's going to A minor. There, so the G sharp pulls us there to a bit of A minor.
Oh, yeah.
And then that A minor goes there. There's a bit of a pattern too. There's this chord going to there, and then there's this chord going to here. You want to pick up on the pattern?
Cycle of fourths, is it, or fifths? Or?
Yeah, something like that. So we get an E chord here, or E7, which is the fifth of A minor. A is the fifth of D. So yeah, we're sort of going around the circle of fifths. A is the fifth of D. There we get a D7 chord, and D is the fifth of G, and there we get a G chord. Another way to say is that's 5 going to 1, and that's 5 going to 1. Another way to look at it is you could say A minor in the key where the overall key change we're doing is going to the key of G, because that is related to E minor. How? What do we call that relationship, E minor and G?
Relative minor.
Very good. Relative major or relative minor. They're the relative keys, yeah, because they share the same key signature. So if we analyze this progression in the key of G, then the A minor chord is what chord?
It's 4 chord. Is that E7 a secondary dominant, like of the?
Yes, secondary dominant.
Leading back to G.
Yes. Secondary
So
dominant.
it's ultimately heading to the major of the parallel major of the E minor key, yeah, but it's via a secondary dominant. Is that right?
Parallel major. You mean the relative major? It's ultimately heading to the relative major?
Yeah, it's going to the relative.
It is ultimately heading to the relative major. Yeah. So this A minor in the key of G is not the fourth chord. It's something else.
Would it be the 2 chord?
The 2 chord, yeah,
minor.
it's 2. So we get 2 5 1. If you ever speak to a jazz musician, they'll like to say that a lot. 2 5 1. Yeah, 2 5 1's a really common progression. 2 5 1, very common progression. So we can say that's a 2 5 1, and this is the 5th of A minor, so 5 of 2. There's various ways to look at it. You could say that's 5 going to 1, and that's 5 going to 1. That's definitely one way to look at it, but I would see it more the macro way, I think, to say that ultimately, like you said, Darren, it's heading to G, and then immediately after G we go back to the key of E minor. We get that D sharp in there, and that's pulling us back to E minor, and you can hear it, right? You'll hear D7, G, and then but that's not E minor, is it? You tricked us. Okay, so if we're in the key of E minor, that's 5. So what is this chord here? You said it's a C chord, Darren, I think? Did you say that?
I think, is that right?
Yeah, it's a C chord. So in the key of E minor, what chord number is C?
6, isn't it?
6. Very good, very good. You guys are getting sharper now, huh? With all the numbers and label words and terminology and everything. So, yeah, 5 going to 6. Anyone know the name of that? You get bonus. If I had candy chocolates, I'd give you chocolates for getting this, you know? I can't do that over Zoom though. But anyone know the name of the movement from 5 to 6?
Interrupted cadence.
Oh, so close. Not interrupted. Interrupted is when you go to 5. Anything to 5. 4 to 5 or 6 to 5 or 1 to 5.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Yeah, anything, just about anything to 5, yeah. I think it is anything. I think anything, even 1 to 5 is still interrupted. So what's 5 to 6? What does it sound?
Is it deceptive?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Deceptive. Yeah. So that's 5 to 1 is a perfect, right? So 5 to 6. It's kind of, yeah, it sort of tricks you a little bit. Very good. Yeah, very good, very good. 5 to 6, and then we go back to 5 and to 1.
Just to clarify, Daniel, that's 5 to 6 is a deceptive cadence, is it? Is that what
yes.
you said?
Yeah. 5 to 6 is a deceptive cadence.
Yeah.
That works in major or minor. So if you're in the key of C major, if C is 1, 6 would be A minor, and 5 is G. So if I go G to C, yeah, that's a perfect cadence, right? If we do it like that, G to C. But if I instead do G to 6 to A minor, see the difference? Deceptive, because it's deceiving. It's taking us somewhere that it's slightly we don't expect it to go there. It leaves us a bit surprised usually. So that's definitely what it did there. I was legitimately expecting that to be E minor, but it wasn't. So okay, so and then the start of the piece, we get our lovely primary chords. So what are the primary chords in E minor? E minor's 1.
A minor and B minor.
Very good. A minor and not B minor, but the dominant is always major. So it's just
B major.
Now let me make this a little bit easier to 4, 5. Yeah, B major or B7. Yeah, it's good to, nice to play those chords. E minor, A minor, B7. This key always makes me want to go like... that kind of thing, like a flamenco kind of thing. E minor is a very, very good key for the guitar because we've got, 4 strings that make up the chord of E minor. And then we've got the A in the bass too. for our subdominant, for our 4 chord, A minor with the A in the bass. So that's really nice. So if those are our primary chords, we're going E minor, we're going 1, and then here we get our B7, B, D sharp, F sharp, A there. So that's B7, so that's our 5 chord. And then we go B7 again, and then we go back to 1. So 1, 5, 5, 1. And then that's kind of our first phrase. So and then we go E minor here. Well, something happens, a little something happens at the end there. So we're going 1. Let's come back to that in a minute. What's this chord here?
A minor.
Excellent. A minor, so that's our subdominant. And then we're going to something like a C chord here. So that's kind of going to... So it's getting messy. It's hard to... There's not a lot of room. Not much room for me to write. 4, and then it's going to 6. And then it's going to a B chord there, so that's 5. And we have another little interesting thing happening here. So we have this. So how can we describe this G sharp? Because G sharp does not belong to the key of E minor.
Is it because it's E melodic minor? They're going up, so they use a G sharp.
E melodic minor doesn't contain G sharp. As soon as you start using a G sharp, you're going to suggest not E minor, but E
Major.
major, E minor, E major, or something else, or E something that leads us nicely to the next chord. While you guys think, I'll jot down these chords at the top. See, people's brains are, whirring away. That's good.
Because the next chord you're doing is A minor, and there's a G sharp and A major.
Is it A major, you're saying, this one?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's not.
You're heading in the right direction. What is it implying? What is the G sharp? I mean, we said it's probably implying E major. So yeah. So if it was an E major chord, and we're going to A minor next, we got the D, and we have the D there too. So that makes it a 7th chord. So that's another.
If it's implying a tonicide, like the 5 chord of A minor,
Yeah.
is the G sharp A minor melodic scale got a G sharp? It has a G sharp in it, yeah.
Harmonic minor, yeah, or melodic.
Harmonic. Sorry.
It's more harmonic.
Oh, not the melodic one ascending either.
I mean, you could say that, but melodic minor is typically used more for melodies, across a melody.
Oh, sure, and this is the.
So this is just like one chord, one very quick chord. That like you said, you used the word, Darren, earlier, secondary dominant. So we can call that a secondary dominant. It's a dominant 7th of another key. Very, very passing. It happens in the blink of an eye. It's like. But what does it create? If we got this G, yeah.
Tension.
Yeah,
tension
it
and
does create
resolution.
it creates tension and resolution. Very good. Also, if we look more, I guess more theoretically, where there's G natural, A. Similar thing happens over here where we go A sharp, B.
Is that
Chromaticism.
like a tendency tone? Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
not a tendency tone,
Because it's
but
going up.
not a
Chromatic, like a
chromatic.
little
Yeah,
chromatic
chromatic. Darren
scale.
said it, and chromaticism. It creates chromaticism.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
little chromatic. And that's what I wanted to point out here. There's a little bit of chromaticism, and that even that chromaticism is very clever because A sharp to B. So it's A sharp is the leading tone of B as well, so that works really well. It's nice, smooth chromaticism. If you ever try to compose and use chromaticism, you'll understand it's not easy, right? It can sound awkward and it's hard to make it sound smooth, but that's one of the tricks is if you know harmonically what you're doing through the chromaticism, it can help a lot. So, well, there you go. They say it's not rocket science, but I say it's it's just it's pretty and this is a relatively simple piece. So there we go. Let me play it again, and now that we've studied it a bit, you can take it in a little bit. Yeah, here we go. I'll repeat. Sorry, I messed up the end a little bit there, but there we go. Yeah, so hopefully you could hear that I was trying to bring out a lot of the things we discussed. The tension in the dominant, resolution to so we're tension to the dominant, resolution to the tonic, secondary dominant going to A minor, the chromaticism there and the chromaticism there, the change of key to G major there, and then the deceptive cadence there. So try to. I think it's really important whenever you make some kind of analysis of music, you want to try to do something with it. So good.
Daniel, can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rhythm of it, like because you on the last note of each bar, it's got that connection between the
Yeah.
chords.
Yeah.
Dynamically, were you sort of keeping it quite even, like because normally there'd be a bit of an accent on the downbeat, yeah. So how would you approach that, like in terms of accents or dynamics? Just would it be just a nice even sort of do you know what I'm saying?
Question. Yeah. Could we get that?
Like, because normally that last note of the bar would be quite soft, would it? Like compared to the downbeat
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so is that
Yeah. I guess the way I'm kind of thinking of it is I am trying to propel a little bit, or move these notes towards those ones a little bit,
sure?
like
So there's
pushing
a
it the
bit
way
of
to kind of push
urgency
forward.
on that.
Yeah, a little bit of urgency. Yeah, a little bit of forward. And it almost creates, that's actually, now that you pointed out, it actually almost creates layers. Like you've got that, I'm going to use different color, otherwise I may as well just smother this all in red, you know. So Christmas, here we go. So it kind of creates this kind of like a layer, like or layers, right, where you get, and then you got the accompaniment. So I think that's what I was sort of trying to do, to bring out that
rather than
one part,
the second downbeat being strong.
Yeah. So that's something, you know, that's one of those subtleties about the guitar that, you know, if you play that all evenly, you'd be missing something a little bit, you know, like. If I play it like that, it's lacking that extra dimension, you know what I mean? Like, but I think I'm bringing it out even more because I'm more aware of that now. Beautiful. Actually makes me appreciate it even more, I think, thinking of it that way. Always good to think, you know, most harmonic instruments, piano, violin, to a degree, violin, cello, but probably mostly, you know, piano, guitar, harp, I'd imagine, instruments where you very, very much harmonically based. You really want to think about layers like that, foreground and background. What's in the foreground? What's the main thing to be listening for, to be projecting? And then what are the notes in the background, the accompanying, you know, the accompanying notes. Very crucial to guitar playing, very central to guitar playing. And I'd imagine piano playing, you know, you can't, it's hard not to think about that because there's always going to be some, you know, melody and accompaniment or something like that. So, okay, so we pulled that one apart pretty good. Should we look at the next one? Maybe a little bit faster, so then we can actually get our hands on these a little bit as well. So similar process. I'd like to think of the sections. So there's A section here, and then it's in E minor, and then there's a B section which looks like it's changing immediately. I can see some changes. Ends in E minor. It's kind of this is one of those things here where the end of the section actually changes key, and it kind of keeps going into the B section. So what's happening here in terms of keys? What do you guys? I'll play it again. E minor, and then we start to. I can't play it with more contrast than that, you know? Can you sort of pick up what's happening there?
Does it go to G major?
Yeah, it goes to the relative major, but not in this one. He did it in the B section, well into the B section. There's another way to change key where you do it at the end of the section, and then it kind of flows into the next section. So then that G becomes here G7, and then that goes to C, and then that C goes, that's an E7 chord there. I'll put it on top. Let me shift these up here, and then that's That's an E7 chord, which will take us to A minor. So the A minor there. And then he does a bit of chromaticism. We're still sort of in the key of G, because we still have this D7 chord here. But then, as soon as he brings in that D sharp, then we're back. We're back in the key of, that's implying a B7 chord, and then we're back in the key of E minor. Maybe we'll study this one in more detail next time. I think I'll leave it at that. I don't want to overwhelm us with so much analysis, yeah? So maybe we can, yeah, I think it'll be nice to just learn the art of chunking. Learn the art of chunking. How can we chunk this piece here? Would someone like to demonstrate?
I can, I guess.
Yeah, great. Emma.
You can put just the 2 down on the E.
Yes.
And then you can put
Yes, am I
chunk
marking it
3 and 1. You can get them ready right before.
3, 1,
three.
and
4, yeah.
4. Good. That's the real chunk in there. That's good, yeah, because you want to put the chord down here, all the fingers down, and then add the arpeggio to it. Yeah, do you want to just play the chord for us, please? Can you play that chord? B7. Oops, not quite. That's a G. You're playing on top of G. You want to F.
An F, yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the B7 chord, and then you play it again, and then you go back to E minor. If you could play that as a chord, yeah, that's the progression. So you're going E minor, B7, and then B7, back to E minor. Then we're going E minor to that. Could you play that for us? E minor.
Like that, just.
I think block those out. So what, like 2 chord, yeah, that, and then yes, and then chunking this one here, which you can do up to there. So those 4 notes there.
2, 3, and 1.
Yes. Oops, your 2's not on the 3rd string on the A. That's still not. I'm hearing a G, but like a C chord. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. A minor in first inversion, and then that A. They just lift your 3rd finger off, so that's fine. And then that doesn't really need to be chunked. It's more of a scale kind of sequence there, and then that you can chunk. How would you chunk that? Yeah, nice. There you go. So that's the way we want to see this kind of music, right? We want to see and I guess to a degree operate, or like, you know, our left hand is, that's kind of how our left hand's working, right? It's looking ahead, and it's trying to put those notes down into chord shapes. Because essentially guitar music is made from chords a lot of the times. I don't know if piano music's the same. I'd imagine it's probably more complicated on the piano, because you got 10 fingers. There's more possibilities, I think. But I think a lot of the times it would be based on chords, but not as much as guitar music. Guitar music is really, a lot of the times, it's made from chords. So good, thanks, Emma. Would someone like to demonstrate the next section? How can we chunk the B section?
I mean, I could try, but I have not played many chords. I've just kind of started, so I might not do very good.
It's never too early to learn to start. Yeah, it's good. We can give it a go. So the first measure here, yeah, you've just got, I guess, just those two fingers there, your chunk. But you can play all four of these notes together, which gives us our lovely E chord. Yeah, nice, great. And then you would just lift your second finger to make it E7 to get the open D. Right, yeah, that's kind of what's happening. It's going, yeah. Yes. And then that's moving to this chord now. So now you do have a bit of chunking to do. 4, 3, 1.
I don't know what strings are. You have.
Yeah, you got it. That's good. Great. Very nice. Very nice. So I think chunking is good to do, on a like chord by chord basis, but also to hear the progression, to kind of go. That's nice. 5, 1. Yeah. 5, 1. You try that? Link those chords together.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. Oh, so those, so these strings, so then where am I moving to? And then I have to.
So
Wow.
this chord, and then that, and then to that chord.
Okay.
Yeah, the sequence of chords is good to. It's good to. That's what chunking, like, you don't want to stop at, with chunking, you don't want to just stop at, like, being able to play each bar, as a chunk chord, but also being able to play it, like, as a sequence. That's when you can play the sequence fluently, then playing the piece becomes much easier, because your hand knows the your left hand knows what to do, right, really well.
Okay. So I have to do. It did not sound right. Right? What is that? Oh.
What am I hearing there? You're plucking the A there. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Good.
So. Right. And then.
Yep.
3, 1, 4.
Good. Yeah. Just want to just loop that a few times. I think by the third or fourth time, it'll start to be smoother.
Nope. It's a C chord. I know how to do that. Okay, so it's E, B.
Get
7.
better. Yep.
Okay, well, A minor. No,
A minor. Yeah, it's A minor. You could say it's C
Yeah.
at 6, C
Well,
major
I-
with an A. You could think of
I
it.
played a C chord.
Yeah. Yep. Try it again.
E. Right strings. One, 3, 4.
Good. Yeah, it's getting better. And then to help with a sequence of chords is it helps to anticipate a little bit too. So I think the best place for a bit of anticipation here would be these two fingers. So when you're playing that chord, you want to try and get your third and fourth fingers ready to go down, and then so you can swap nice and smoothly. You want to try that?
E, B, A minor. So, let me see.
Good, yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better. Have one or two more times. Let's see if we can get it even smoother.
Okay. Like, which figures like? So I need to move 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, let's see. What? No, it's easier to think of the figures. Let's see. So
Yep, that's good. One more time.
Sure.
Good. Oops, I thought I hear a G there though.
Yeah, that was
Third finger maybe didn't get onto the third string. Yeah, it's good, good, good. Very nice, very nice. That's a nice little progression there. Okay, thank you. Very well done. Who'd like to go next and try this progression? This is probably a little bit trickier because it's in the third position and we give a half bar for that G chord. But I think you're all capable if anyone is brave enough to.
All right, I'll have a go.
Larry. Very good.
We're on
So, yeah.
the D7.
So we're in the third, yeah, really important now. Third position. First finger on the D. We're in third position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's D, D, C, D, A. Yeah.
Great. Yes. Great. And then now this one is adding a note. So in the previous one we lifted a finger and then moved to the next one. This one is actually adding a finger. So now you're going to add the second finger to the good. And then we're going to go into that next chord to the G chord. So half bar the third fret, and then 2 and 3. You can one way to think of this is that it's contrary motion. They flip around. You know what I mean? 2 and 3 just flip.
So is that? That's a B.
Yeah.
B and G.
Yeah. G.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting how I just noticed these numbers in brackets. Oh no, those are string
That's
numbers.
that's a string number. Yeah,
those
string number.
So, yeah, good. That's it. All right. So do you want to?
Previous.
Oh yeah, go on, Darren.
Oh, sorry. Just it was a conversation we were having last time, I think. But that F sharp on string 4, for best practice,
Yeah.
would you add that as soon as you possibly can, or only as you need it? Like if you can get all the fingers down at the beginning of the bar, would you put the F sharp on? No, you got the A.
You got the D.
got
You
the
got
D.
the D
My
there.
apologies.
So that's why. That's why we're
open
doing
D.
it. Yeah. That's why we're doing it this way. Yeah.
Silly me.
It's all right. It's all right. Okay. So you're thinking critically. It's good. Larry, you want to give it another go? So yeah.
So
That.
1 and a 3 and a 4. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's good. Great. If you could just play that G chord maybe just as a block, please. Just all those notes together.
This one?
Yeah. So we're just playing a progression, chord progression. That.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to pick up a D, and the next one goes into a 3 in the A. 3 and back up here.
Oh, you're going on. No, could we just stay? Could we just stay on those two?
Okay.
Maybe one more time. Those two chords.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, so we're doing.
Oops, I think
Uh,
you left a finger down there.
let's try that again. Yep. So we're going to C. That's right. And that's right.
D-A, yeah. Yes.
Sorry. Yep.
Good. And then yeah, with these chords, we want to make sure that every note, every note is I guess speaking and clear. That could be the left hand, Larry. I'm not sure if it's the left hand or the right hand. I'm thinking it might be the left hand, maybe not fretting sometimes
Yep.
clearly, or it could be sometimes it's the right hand. Sometimes we just miss a string when we play a chord, when we play 4 notes at a time.
Let's try that.
Let's just
One
make sure.
D, E, and D, C, D, A.
Yeah, so like when you play that chord, I don't feel like I'm hearing all of the notes of the chord. Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, when you arpeggiate it, I think it's actually your right hand, Larry, because when you arpeggiate them like that, they're all clear. So that means your left hand's good. But when you play them all together, yeah. I'm hearing mostly the top and the bottom. I'm not hearing the middle much. Okay, now I'm hearing yeah,
Could be
I'm not hearing the third
no
string
issue.
much now. So yeah. Yeah, it's better. That was nice. That was good, Larry. That was a great one. That was a great chord there. Yeah, I heard every note of the chord really clean. Yeah.
Yeah, nails might need a touch up there, Daniel, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay. Great. Good. Okay. Who'd like to have a go at the last sequence of chords here? We're going B7, C, B7, and then E minor. I don't know if you want to, Darren, if you want to have a go, if you have your guitar handy.
Yeah, sure, I'll have a go. If everyone else has had a go there, yeah. Just put new strings on, so we'll see if this is still in tune. Oh.
Flat, that's alright, yeah.
So from which it's the
From
from the from
B7.
B7
to
B7 to then the C chord.
yeah, and then back to B7.
B7 and an E minor. Yeah, great. Let's maybe do it I guess specific to what we're seeing here. So we have B7 like that, and then we get, I guess this C chord you could just play that as a full C chord. Actually, no, I think you did it right. And then the B7, yeah, they're actually like 5-note chords here. You get a 5-note chord, a bigger chord to chunk, yeah.
So just in the whole chunk, yeah. So
yeah.
And then
yeah. Nice. That's it. Great.
is that how you mean?
Yes. That's it. That's really getting to the progression, getting to what the left hand is doing. Yeah. That's a nice movement, isn't it? The B7 to C. Really nice, huh? even if you just chunk it. When you, yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, nice. Good. Great. Very good. So, yeah. So this, that process, I think, well done, everyone. That process, I think, works really well for a lot of guitar pieces. So these are good, little like practice pieces to work on that, and you can learn quite a bit about harmony and form and modulations and secondary dominance and what do we learn here? Deceptive cadence, all these chromaticism, a lot of things that we just learned. Yeah, a bit of a crash course in music theory. So very good. Next time maybe we can focus a bit more on this one. So have fun, enjoy practicing that. I think we'll call it a day.
Daniel, that was a beautiful piece of Vivaldi I listened to.
Oh yeah,
by you.
Spring. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks.
Spring. Really nice. Just loved it.
Thank you. Yeah. It's a great arrangement. I was happy to have found a good arrangement. Saved me a lot of work,
Yeah.
So-
Did it take you long to learn that one? Or?
That took me, I think, about a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was working pretty solidly at it, So
Yeah,
I was a
gonna say.
bit like on the fence. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this going, but
Yeah.
but I managed, kind of managed to. So
It's just really something to aspire to. It's a beautiful piece of playing. Yeah, lovely dynamics and stuff. It's lovely.
Thanks.
I love Vivaldi. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's quite a bit of
Right.
Vivaldi arrangements, Larry, out there. If you haven't,
Is there?
yeah.
I'll have to
Maybe
look
I'll
at
send
that.
you something. There's a good concerto. You probably know it.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. That's the
Yeah.
concerto in
Yeah.
B
That's
major.
familiar. That was. Yeah, that'd be lovely if you
That's
could.
a pretty
yeah.
nice one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So-
that's beautiful. I've been doing work on a bit of Bach lately, and I like the Bach. I think there's a bit of counterpoint in the Bach stuff. So I've just looked a bit of that, but yeah, that was beautiful. So yeah, well done.
Thanks, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, it really was. I really enjoyed listening to it too.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was a fun concert, and stay tuned. I'll post up some more clips. There were a couple of pieces I wasn't super happy with, so I probably won't post those. But the ones that I was happy with, I'll
Yeah,
post
do
up.
that.
So, yeah.
So there was a lot of sorry.
What's that?
Oh, there was a lot of ornamentation in it. Is that like
In the Vivaldi.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of these
Was that,
bits.
was
you
that
know.
was that
Films.
scored, or were you sort of improvising?
No, yeah, it was
that
all
something
it was
you
all
improvised,
scored.
or
I
was all
think that was
scored?
all scored in there.
It
Yeah.
was all scored. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah. Well, thanks
That'd take
everyone.
a while
Great.
to learn, I imagine.
Yeah, it was. I had to, get at it every day pretty much. That Vivaldi.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
so,
you got the rewards.
That's called
Yeah,
cramming.
well done.
Cramming for the.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, thanks everyone. Have a great
All right, thanks. Thanks.
weekend.
Yep.
Thanks,
Yeah.
See you
everyone.
next time.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See you, everyone.
Later.
All the
Bye-bye.
best.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.